Welcome to Miss Dragon's Menagerie. Everyone is welcome, everyone is accepted. The only requirement is that you are loving, kind, and respectful to one another. Bad behavior will not be tolerated.
Okay, so nobody's here yet, and I apologize. I didn't send out a big notice, a long notice. Just been running around the house getting things done. So, tried to eat lunch. I microwaved it too much. So it'll cool down by the time I do this, so I have to reheat it again to overheat it. So, if I can get a 5x5, if anybody out there, how does the Pink Floyd song go? I'm not even going to try to sing it. What is it? Is there anybody out there? Nod if you can hear me. I want to say that's Comfortably Numb off the Wall album. Talk about a trippy album. I watched that when I was in college. Hi, Sue. Oh, good, good. You can see and hear me. I'm gonna shut off my Wi-Fi to get it to help. So, hi, Celia. I love you. Um, anybody's wondering, that's my. I call her Aunt Sally. She's actually a cousin, but since she's older, I call her my Aunt Sally. So, yeah, I was hoping to get a couple people in here because I wanted to discuss this. I really haven't heard all the details of this. Hey, Paola, all this detail with uh, this women and the bear. Yeah, except I'm not so little anymore. I turned 58. Ew, yuck. I'm seeing it in the skin of my arms. But this thing this going around that women would prefer to be with a bear than a man in the woods. I got to figure out a way to relay this to the 8-year-old. Um, because yeah, there's a thing, and I think it's a feminist thing. Since I don't spend a lot of time on that kind of stuff, I've seen memes about it, and that's about all I've seen. That there's some women that would prefer to be alone, you know, alone in the woods with a bear than a man. And, um, well, for one, for the most part, she's good. She's good. She's quite the handful. Uh, in 3-year-old talk, we got to hear all the drama from the preschool. Evidently, someone fell down. Someone got a boo boo. I forget what the other one is, but I was just kind of listening, going, mm-hmm, uh-huh, yeah. She was just talking away of whatever happened at preschool, and some of it made sense. But she's growing like a weed. God, she's growing like a weed. But yeah, there's this thing. And like I said, I really don't know much about it, but I've seen the memes of how women would prefer to be with, you know, alone in the woods with a bear than they would a man. And I'm like, it's, I see it. And this is the way I see it. It's man hating, I guess. Yeah, it's oh, that age group is fabulous. All right, it was good to see you. Love you too. Um, they're men bashing for me because they'll have all the younger kids think, well, it's better to be in the woods with a bear than it is with a man. Well, 9 out of 10 bears are going to eat you. Cut and dry. You run into a bear out in the woods alone, there's a high chance you're dead. There's the 1% that we ran into at Mount Rainier that didn't really care about people. Matter of fact, somewhere in my YouTube, I think I have a video of it. It's too busy eating in the bushes. And it was about 100 feet away. A little black bear. But that's a very rarity that, you're going to run into a bear that doesn't give two shits about you. Most of them, we're food. They're above us on the food chain if we're out in the woods. But especially young girls are going to get the idea that, well, all men are bad. I can't be around them, or I can't be alone with them. You remember all this rape culture bullshit that went down a few years ago? Most men, you run into men in the woods, say 95% are going to want to protect you. Masculinity is not toxic. I mean, it's just not. And the boys here, let me see if their exchange of using the switch, I'm just going to listen, are going to want to protect you, want to get you out of there, are going to want to help you. There's just small sliver. Unfortunately, the sliver tends to get a little bit bigger as the generations go, of a bunch of weirdos out there that are going to want to hurt you. They see things online and they think they can act like that little jackass behind the screen and treat other people that way out in public. And a lot of them get stomped on and realize that's not how life is. But I got to figure out a way to explain that to the 8-year-old that, no, not all men are bad. Like, is Papa going to hurt you if you run into Papa in the woods? No. If you run into Jeff, our police chief, in the woods, is he going to hurt you? No. You may run into a meth head out in the woods, and yeah, they will, high chance they'll hurt you. But for the most part, they're not going to. And I'm seeing the signal that they're telling, especially the kids that are on social media now, they're going to pick up and think, well, I can't be alone with a man in the woods, or I can't be alone with a man anywhere, and just be completely frightened. That's sick to do to a child. It's brainwash programming. And for me, I didn't have that shit growing up. You ran to an adult for help. And we're also taught, you're lost in the woods, you look for a river and you follow that down. That's evidently the old adage of stay put for a while, but don't completely stay put, because like some gal died, I don't remember how many years ago, off I forget how many, maybe a mile or so off the Appalachian Trail, because she got lost and she stayed put. Yeah, I teach the kids that water, follow the water down. That water always goes downhill. You'll get out. Plus, you'll have water. But I see this pattern with the bear crap thing. It bugs me. Because and then people wonder, how come I can't date? How come women won't go out with me? Or how come a guy won't go out with me? Well, because they have preconceived notions that were put in their head before they had a chance to critically think it out on their own. I raised 2 boys. I am not big on this men bashing at all. I raised them to be well-behaved, well-mannered. I didn't know they would really need it, that they really wouldn't use it, but I raised them on, your napkin goes on your lap. Make sure this isn't a text message. No, it's Palmetto State. Your napkin goes on your lap. The fork with the little niche out of the end is for your salad. The longer fork's your main course, and which spoon is for your tea, which is actually your iced tea spoon, so they wouldn't look like idiots on a date. Well, there's just not that fancy of restaurants where we live, but they do know. And they would look at me with the two spoons that were exactly the same and go, which one's the salad fork? None of them are, honey. but just use one for your salad so they can take it away and you have another one left to eat with. But so if anyone's got any ideas on how to help get this across to the 8-year-old that, not everyone you're going to run into the woods are going to hurt you. Mostly, you're not going to run into anyone in the woods around here. Unless it's hunting season and you best be wearing orange. Because if you're wearing the wrong color and say it's deer or elk season. Yeah. Hey, how you doing, Sasquatch? Did you ever see? I got to watch it for a little while and then I got completely sidetracked. Thank you, ADHD. A moose? A mama moose or a baby moose? That would have been. I've never seen a moose in the wild. But we don't have any mooses here, so. Yeah. It's rainy. I want sunshine. It's cold. It's damp. My joints are killing me. I'm ready for and then we're not getting 80-degree temperatures back for at least another 2 weeks. And of course, I ordered one of those mobile air conditioners. You put the thing in the window. Oh, I would love to see moose. I'm sure at my Aunt Tootie's, if I stayed there long enough, I mean, all that stuff comes into her backyard in the back pasture. But she's in northern Idaho. It's great little Toshiba air conditioner. Great, pump it out the window. I can move it if I want to. Bought it. It's on its way. It's going to be 60 degrees for the next 2 weeks. So it's just going to sit there, taking up space. Oh, no. Holy cow. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, they're nothing to be messed with. I don't know why my brain seems to think, Janet, you're in Norway. I don't know who is in Norway. Alberta, that's on the British Columbia is above me, and then the Yukon. Is it Alberta that's next to me? Janet, how does it go? I know British Columbia and the Yukon. And then I don't remember after that. Okay, Maya's in Norway. Okay. I knew someone was still in Norway. And I'm trying to picture the Canadian map, and I pretty much know where British Columbia is, Ontario, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, but the things in the middle I don't know, so other than the Northern Territories is up there high. That's about all I know. Oh, I think they're both equally as deadly. Bears have the claws and the moose have those antlers, and not to mention those hooves. We have, I think we have moose, I want to say, in the Northern Cascades, which I've really only been there once. I want to go back. Oh, okay. So you're right. The one. Okay, I know where you're at, Janet. Because I think the Rockies still run through Alberta, or something. I'll have to look on a map when I'm done. Yeah, they're just as dangerous, and I want to go back to the Northern Cascades. Dinky me. I was thinking went years ago, about 5 years ago now. Stayed in Leavenworth. That was fun. That was cute. Guy booked it because I thought, okay, well, on the map it looked like Leavenworth's here, and Diablo Lake is here. So it's relatively close. I didn't know till hubby started telling me that, got looking at a map going, where you want to go is 3 hour drive from where we're staying. I'm like, nice. I did the 3 hour drive, but God, it's so pretty. But next time I want to stay on the northwest Seattle side on of the sound, because then you just kind of go over the pass and you're there. Uh-huh. Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys heard about my incident with an elk calf. I have to dig out the picture. It's on my old Facebook, where it was raining. We were at the cabin, and I just like to put my headphones on, and all the kids are by that point we would have like 10 or 12 people. Mostly, well, by at that age they were like in their early 20s. I'd like to put my headphones on and just kind of go walk. Just walk as far as I can before I hit that rock wall, and then just come back. On my way back, there was a elk calf curled up by a log. So I sat on the log down at the end. Didn't touch it. Didn't do nothing. Just sat on it. Took a few pictures. Pretty soon it decided to get up, sniffed my coat that I was wearing, and put its nose to my nose and sniffed me. I didn't move. And then it started to walk away. So I got up and started to walk with it. It was just like something you'd see like in Snow White, where you're walking with the wildlife out in the woods. And it walked quite a while with me until something spooked it and it took off. And then I'm walking back to the cabin going, holy shit, I could have died. I mean, I'm thinking maybe either the calf was sick and got left behind. The mother's been hit in the road because it wasn't too far from 410 on Chinook Pass. But if she would have saw me with it, I would have died. Yeah. And somewhere I took a picture, I think, and again it's on my old Facebook, of things around me, and just randomly taking pictures. This is cool. I'm out here. This is fun. And once I got home, I realized, yeah, it is. It was just so neat. But there was something big, black, and furry up in a tree. Back in then, the cell phone cameras weren't great, but it was obvious. It was something big, black, and furry that I didn't catch while I was walking around. Yeah. Never encountered anything that so far, fingers crossed, that's gonna hurt me. So far, so good. But like I said yesterday, my funeral picture will probably be, the last pictures of a bear or a cougar, coming at me before I'm mauled to death. They'll find that. They'll find that in the. God, is my voice getting raspy? I just love this weather. Me and my spring allergies. But yeah. Oh wow. Not only would the cat run, I'd be running too. Holy shit. Yeah. This has been 10 years ago or so. We were up Little Natchez, Washington, up along the Little Natchez River, up Chinook Pass. And, we're out there looking for things. We were geocaching. We were looking for a geocache. And I'm following this game trail. And the kids went down into the draw. And I took a step over a log. And I heard something growl. I stepped back over the log, and I heard it growl again. And I turned to the kids and I said, Jeep, now. Go now. I know if I would have went through those bushes, there would have been a bear. We get to the car and the kids were like, oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of bear scat down there. I'm like, thanks for telling me. You know? Hey, Kristen, how are you? Oh, I see. Oddly enough, we have mountain goats that aren't, well, as the Nazgul flies, not too far from here. Up on Bethel Ridge. We saw them a few years ago. Hubby's eyes are way better than mine. There's a spot along the edge of Bumping Lake, and he looked way up high. I couldn't see it until I got out my camera, and there was a mountain goat just standing there. Yeah. Oh my. Yeah, well. Oh wow, that would be quite the thing. And I'm sure your dogs would do what my cats do when the skunk goes to eat their food. Cats just sit on the banister and watch it like, I'm not messing with it. Mm-mm. Yeah, that's funny. And the fact that he just decided to stroll right in. What did I see? Oh, I saw a gorgeous cinnamon bear up French's Canyon years and years ago. And one of the kids who folks owned French's Canyon area, he came in and he was talking about killing a bear. And I'm like, which one? And I think it was a little black bear. And I'm like, oh, okay, good. Because that bear was gorgeous. I'd never seen a cinnamon bear. Oh, that's yesterday's pop. I need some more of today's pop. It went smooth out in the living room. It's quiet. That's odd. But they'll get a routine. I call this practice for summer. Yeah. I mean, she's right next year. She goes to the school 2 houses away. And there's a playground and there's a school. So she'll be walking. So she's going to get her little bit of, she's been walking this week from here. Well, these next 2 days. I won't have them after the rest of this week. So she's feeling very important walking herself to school and then walking herself here. So she'll be the kid that instead of having any hesitation, it'll be, yeah, I'm going, I'm leaving, see you later, bye. It's like my granddaughter when I go to pick her up. It's no goodbye to dad or mom. It's just like gets her backpack and her shoes and her Spider-Man backpack and heads out the door. Oh, wow. Oh, I bet. And that is so cool. It's the one thing I haven't seen here. We got a couple of packs, but I haven't seen it. Even seen one. I think hubby and my youngest saw one hunting, but just one. And we were out hiking. People in the Jeep came up and walked up, drove up and said, did you see the wolf? And no. I'm like, dang it, I wanted to see it, but I also didn't want to see it at the same time. Hey, Mary, how are you? I wanted to see it, but I didn't want to see it because neither one of us had any heat. So it's like, I'm just going to turn around and walk back towards the car. That sure was a pretty area. I want to get back up there again. My Washington's had them in what is it, like the Northern Cascades. Like there was a pack. I don't know if it's still up by Rimrock Lake. But what? Oh, speaking of animals, what did I see? Oh God, that was the one nice thing about COVID and people not traveling. There was a marten in a tree, and I could not get a good picture of it because it was deep inside a pine tree, right off the parking lot at sunrise on Mount Rainier. It was so cool. And I've seen badgers. Don't care to mess with badgers. Never seen a wolverine. Have no desire to see a wolverine. We have them in the Northern Cascades. I don't know if anyone's seen that quick video of that wolverine coming around the corner carrying a goat head. I was like, holy shit. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, no, I mean, there's badgers up on the hillside. And you'll see their holes and stuff. And you just kind of walk quietly around them. And there's two. I don't know if I get to those anymore. Since that one company put up a fence, there were two holes, good size holes right off the trail. But I don't know if I can get there anymore. It needs to get warmer so I can go meander along that fence line and see how far I can get and what the hell they've done to the area. But we have them around here. I don't see them much. I saw one Sunday. I think it was Sunday. No. Pretty sure it was Sunday. Really pretty. Looked really, really healthy. I used to watch one that would go the main road between Natchez. Well, pretty much the only road between Natchez and Titan. It would sit there and watch cars go by till it decided it was safe to cross. And just sit there on the side of the road. About 2 weeks later, there was a dead coyote. I don't know if it's the same coyote or what, but yeah, it would just sit there, just watch and wait for cars because it knew. We had cougars once in a blue moon will come through town. And we're not talking the old ladies. The kids' other grandma had a bobcat in her backyard at the pond. I'm like, get the cats in the house because that thing looked skinny, sick, and hungry. So it's like, yeah, no, we're not gonna do it. Especially the one that, the meal on a leash, that would be really easy. Oh, that would be so cool. My sister-in-law's friend, she's family friend. Well, she's her friend, but was her boss for years, and now became pretty much a family friend. The kids call her Aunt Karen. She went and she goes and works with the bats, I think somewhere in Africa, and that place that rescues the bats and feeds them, and see all the cute little videos of them all swaddled up in little cocoons, and then she's worked with the kangaroo wallabies. I don't remember, but yeah, that's what she likes to do now that she's retired. She goes off to different countries and helps with animal sanctuaries and stuff, and I think it's really, really cool. And I keep telling her I'll take care of her dog while she's gone, because she'll be gone like 6 months. And I don't know if Gabby's still alive anymore, though. She's always had golden retrievers. Beautiful goldens. I love goldens. I had a golden. Never again. They're beautiful, well-behaved, fabulous with children. The hair never goes away. I mean, I thought cat hair was bad. You got golden hair? It sticks to everything. But it was a good dog. And Max was a really good dog. And now Max is a really good dog in my yard. Figure by the time I move, Max is going to be gone anyway, so I knew a gal hurt. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
You going to say hi to everybody out there? That was funny. She came in the door, backed right out, like, nope, nope. Oh yeah. Bats hiss. I found that out the hard way. Let me shut this. I took it on myself to get this bat off the school wall over here. When I was working there, the walls are brick, so it had a great place to grip and hang on to. I didn't like you coming at it with a towel. It's small. It's just a little guy about this big, but they hissed like a cat. I was like, holy cow. Oh, I'm not moving right now, but whenever we do move, because this place is, I'd like to go smaller, because this is 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2-kitchen, basically now just 2 people. So I have to go through and get rid of a lot of my shit, and most of the shit that's in the garage. Yeah. Now, and if I do move, it'll just be farther out to the country, away from people. I know. I'd like to get into the country, because this pretty much at one time was where we were at, was empty lots, side of us, behind us, and then the orchard just on the other side of the warehousing. Now it's all Apple warehousing. Oh, that for me, that would be a complete shock. I probably wouldn't handle it well. I mean, I grew up in a town of 6,000, and our graduating class was like 91 was our graduate. Oh boy, oh, but coastal, that will be pretty. I look up to see what Halifax looks like. So I'm drooling. I'm talking too much. Oh my God, gorgeous, Janet. Oh, I always wanted to get up there. I need to get a passport. I don't have one. I want to go to the aquarium and that sky thing they have up there above the trees. Yeah, that's like Victoria's, like the Olympic rainforest. Hey, Sandy. But I've only been to Canada once, and that was getting off the ferry at Skagway, going up, taking up White Pass to Tagish Lake by Whitehorse, and then going through Haines Junction, and then dropping down into Haines, and then taking a flight back to Juneau. But we were there, what is it, 3 or 4 months before that kid went up to the bus. The kid that the book Into the Wild was written, and then the movie. They took the bus out of there, I guess, which I'm glad. I think a couple people either didn't return or got seriously hurt trying to get to that bus. And then people, of course, were like taking little souvenirs of the bus home with them. So they just took the bus out. But yeah, we were there like 3 or 4 months before he came through Whitehorse. I liked Whitehorse. Whitehorse was really neat. But they're not kidding when they tell you about the Alaskan and Yukon mosquitoes. They chased me to the outhouse. Oh my God, it was terrible. I just assumed pee in a bucket in the house. They're huge. And in a drawer by my bed, I've got a hockey puck, an old hockey puck that I got off the shores of Tagish Lake, and it's all rubber, and it's made in Czechoslovakia. That's how old it was. So I was like, "Oh, cool! This has gone home with me." That was my souvenir, and oh my God, they're terrible. I don't get bit as much as I used to. Maybe it's the older blood. I don't know. Um, but he would bite me and I would just swell up. But really, I really wasn't allergic to bees, but I was allergic to mosquito bites. And I was the kid who would just sit there and I'd have one mosquito in my room. And back then I wore contacts, but I didn't sleep with them. You couldn't sleep with the old semi-soft contacts anyway. But I didn't have, you know, a backup pair of glasses. So I would hear a mosquito, and then I'd go and stare over my dad until he woke up, till he'd go into my room and find it and kill it. Yeah. So anytime I just here, I don't have any mosquitoes here. There's no standing water, no long-term standing water at least. It just dries up. It either dries up immediately because of heat or wind. You water your lawn and you get about this far down into your lawn, and then about hours later it looks dry again like you've never watered it. But so yeah, we don't have mosquitoes. The campsite has mosquitoes. Go down to gather water, and it was like spray yourself down before you go down there, or they'll just think you're delicious. But because there's a creek that has some standing water areas that I've modified over time because it's changed in the last 20 some years. I shouldn't, but I didn't do it. It didn't do any harm to it. I just dug the part deeper so I could get a bucket in there so I get water out of it. And I've seen some fish in there since I've done that. So maybe it kind of balanced out the fact that I changed the environment a little. There was a big, huge tree that's starting to finally rot. It stopped because it used to be a road, so it stops people on a motorcycle from going through, and it stops them from riding through that little tiny creek. But people look at our campsite and think it's dry camping and think, well, I don't want to stay here. There's no water. It's like, you just got to walk about 100 yards and you're going to find water. But you driving over it, you don't even know it's there either. It's so cool back there. It's just like it's like I should have my own little witch's cottage with my herbs hanging, and maybe a chicken and a goat or something out there. It's, and that's where I would go to get my water. It looks so cool like that. Somewhere I got to find pictures. I know I have a gazillion pictures of the same shot, just different years. Somewhere. I don't remember where I put it. It might have been here on YouTube a while back of just that sound of water. That's that creek. I'll see if I can find it and put a link into a community post when I get a chance. So, did anybody read The Outsiders when you guys were little? My 7th grade, my reading group, I was always in the highest reading group. We read The Outsiders. The poor teacher was pregnant. She just kept trying to cross her legs in class. It was just like, I give up. It's just not going to happen. And then, of course, the movie came out after, I forget how many years after. Well, hubby just read the book. And he'd seen the movie. But I'm like, wow. So, I don't even know how much sleep I got last night. But all my dishes are done. Before I went to bed, my floor was swept. Oh, really? I wonder if that's why it's out. Because daughter since he was going to be home, he's going to need something to read or something to do, and she got him a couple of books, and The Outsiders was one of them. And that's cool. I mean, I think that's really about the right time to read it, so I'm going to see if I can get the 13-year-old now to read it. Yeah. I think they'll kind of understand a little bit of that dynamics of the socias and the greasers and not everybody, just because you're labeled one thing doesn't mean that's exactly what you are. And yeah. But yeah, I remember reading that book. It was kind of fun. Of course, the whole class had to read it. And then the book came out, and then Rumblefish came out. God, I haven't seen that. That's awesome. That is awesome. God, I remember Rumblefish because it had Matt Dillon in it. And so basically, it just I don't know if I need to look into it and see if it was the same character. Was Matt Dillon's character in Rumblefish the same character in The Outsiders? I don't remember. God, it's been so long since I watched that. What is next door? Something I can't see. It's probably it's not a lawnmower because I mowed the lawn. Oh, nuts. Life is just, thank goodness it's not hot because we have yes, Mickey Rourke was in it too. Yes. Like a watering schedule. Me and the neighbor across the street water one time for 2 days. We have 2 days of watering. And then the next door neighbor on this side and the one across the street water for 2 days. And then the other one down the way and the one across the street water for 2 days. And nuts. I should have been watering these last 2 days. Well, it's going to rain anyway, but I really got to get I'm off schedule because I cannot believe I forgot to water the lawn for 2 days. Shit. So that means I'll have to mow. If I mowed Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I should have to mow and then water Friday, Saturday. Nuts. This ADD and old age, and fibromyalgia brain fog make for an interesting time. And then hopefully, I haven't got a call yet, and I might have to call my doctor's office to see if they made that call yet. I have a referral for my MRI for this. So I don't know. I don't have the name. It starts with a U. Uvli, something like that. It's a new migraine medicine. I haven't taken it yet. I'm too scared to. I don't. Yeah, I mean, I remember it was pretty good, but I don't remember exactly what was happening. And I remember it was in black and white. But that's about all I can remember. But yeah, you put those three together and life's really interesting because I'll squirrel off and do something else, or I'll stand in a room for 5 minutes going, why am I here? Walk into the kitchen and realize, oh yeah, I had to go out there. Give me 1 second and I'll go get you the box. Hold on. Ow, oh my hip. Jesus, what's the name? Combination. Okay, it is. Oh, come on. There we go. It's switched, I know. So it's Ibrivli. I get it so you can see that. It's a pill. So he gave me 4 boxes. But I don't like to take anything. It's like they took me on not my doctor that came back, but the PA we had for a while he was gone. Cymbalta. Oh, that made my brain feel like it was on fire. I didn't like that at all. I was like, yep, nope, not taking that. Oh, okay, there's one tablet in here. And, it's so much fun. You know how many notepads I have floating around the house? I have all those little stenographer, you get them in the 4-pack or whatever from Amazon, the stenographer's notebook that flip over. A lot of kids nowadays would go, "What's a stenographer?" But, ooh, Jesus Christ. Well, I can't lose this one. It doesn't smell like vitamin B. That's good size. I'm going to take it right now, but I have a headache, but I'm not taking it right now. So evidently it's one pill when you have a headache, I guess. I know. Hi, Maritza. But yeah, I'm just afraid what it'll do, if it'll make me sleepy, if it'll make me, I don't know. So I got to learn some more about it before I take it. It's like they want to put me on Lyrica, and I had talked to a friend, and she goes, "It's great, but if you forget it, your pain is worse. It's worse than it would have been had you not been taking Lyrica to begin with." And I'm like, "Yeah, no thanks. No, I ain't taking that." So I just take my combination of muscle relaxants, Tylenol, and Hydros, and that's pretty much what I take every day. I had some lady, the PA gal, I forget what I was sick for, but she was one of those we have to call that day and get in that day because you just feel like crap. She looked at the amount of Robaxin, methocarbamol I was taking. So I'm taking 700 milligrams 4 times a day, and she looks at me and goes, "And you're still walking?" She's like, "Why aren't you asleep?" I went, "No. I guess over time you get used to it." I mean, what sucks is I'm really tired. And Sue, you might, and Mary, if you're still here, might know the feeling of you wake up exhausted and go to bed wide awake. I get really tired of that. It's like about the time Kristen comes in, I'm pretty much wide awake. So I'll listen to her, get my dishes done, do some cleanup, kitchen or whatever, and I'm wide awake. Then I go to bed and I lay there for a while. It's just like, now what? Then I wake up, the alarm going off in the morning. I'm like, no, I'm not ready yet. It's like I'm backwards, especially if I get my nighttime meds in before I go to bed. I'd like to take them right as I'm going to bed, because if I take them too early, I feel too good, and I keep going and going and going, and then it's like 1 o'clock, and I'm like, crap, I gotta go to bed. Yeah, it does that to me all the time. Where's my lid? There it is. But I love it when don't you just love it? Okay. Oh, that's right. You got a due date on that blanket. Blasted. I lost it. It's gone. Nope, still don't remember it. Yep. Meds late at night. Oh, waking up. Waking up when I'm not ready. I could sleep till noon if you let me. So, but yeah, if I take that medicine too early before bed, and I feel great, and I feel like I can get a whole bunch of stuff done, and it's 1 o'clock, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be in trouble tomorrow morning when I wake up, because then I gotta wake up my sleep gets broken up because I have to wake up about 5, take my heart medicine, then I go back to my pain medicine, then I go back to sleep. Because then I can't take my heart medicine until about 5 o'clock in the afternoon when I take my afternoon meds. And these solar storms are just kicking my butt. I mean, the aurora was pretty to see. But this. Who was I talking to? We're talking about the auroras in the early 80s. We saw it in Grandview. And where was I talking to them at? It's one thing. I mean, I remember having the conversation, but I talked to. It had to have been somebody local because they remember. Who was I talking to locally? I don't remember. Yeah. I know that too. I take 80 milligrams of Lasix a day and 2 potassium pills. Yeah. You get these things of, are you waking up in the night between 2 and 4 in the morning? Maybe that's the angels trying to give you a message. And my brain's going, no, maybe that's the Lasix wanting its way out. Because the heater's still on in here. I wonder why the cat wants to be in here. Yeah, I'm up too for an hour after I go to bed. Yeah, it's so much fun. Especially, like when we were camping, because I like to tent camp because you can get up farther than you can with a trailer. And I still haven't broken down and said, okay, let's, get a trailer because I still like to be able to, if I want to go out into the Tules, I can go out to the Tules. And, getting up off that air mattress and unzipping the tent, putting your shoes on, trying to find a tree, not be in someone else's tent's line of sight. God forbid a car goes by, but usually they don't go in the midnight. Stars are beautiful. There's no light pollution, but you really can't see what else is out there. So I'm still, part of me, I want the night vision goggles for UFO hunting. I don't want to use them in the forest because I don't want to know what's staring at me in the woods. But yeah, just that was the only time I really hated getting up in the middle of the night. Because then you got to walk over all that air mattress, and I got to the point now that for the two of us, we went, even though the boys aren't camping with us, we went back to a cabin tent, just square little big house thing, I can stand up straight inside. And then we have we each have our own individual air mattresses, so we're not stepping on the other one trying to crawl out to go out the door in the front. It got to that point. It was just like, this is so much easier. Yeah. And that way you don't have to wake the other one up when someone goes pee. Oh God. And I learned how to pee out in nature when I was I think I was 8th grade. I didn't have an option. Going from Vegas, was it 96, 92, something like that, the highway name, between Vegas and Jackpot. Well, there ain't nothing out there. There's Elian Wells, and there may be by now, but there wasn't really anything in between those 4 places. And I had to learn how to pee in the sagebrush. And I think I went about 5 or 6 sagebrush deep before I felt nobody could see me, because you could still see the road. Yeah. But I taught the 8-year-old how to pee out in the woods. She's like, I gotta go potty. So, yeah, she's learned how to pee in the sagebrush and the woods. But what I like about tent camping and this tent doesn't have it. The other tent didn't have it either. But the one before did, had the rain fly you could take off. And so if it was nice outside, beautiful outside, you can just see all the stars and everything, and watch the bugs land on top of the screen. We got Bradley's dad's got the camper and the pickup, well, the fifth wheeler and the pickup, and he was looking to sell it, and nice price, like $6,000 for both, but they both got to go. And I'm like, one, it doesn't fit. Not even in front of the house, it doesn't fit. I found that out last year. In the woods, it looks a lot smaller than when it does in your driveway. And two, it was Bradley's. I said, I don't think I could sleep in it. No. The price was good, but I just, no. I'll figure I would love one of those little tiny little ones that you see, the old ones with the little glass louvered windows that you roll up and they open up sideways. I'd love one of those. I think they'd be cute. But I think we're almost getting too old now to really deal with it. It's easier just to rent a Forest Service cabin or go someplace. I've now hooked on Airbnbs. Yep, those are fun. But I want to definitely going back to the campsite this year. Because I didn't go there last year. Didn't make it last year. But I got to go this year, at least for a little while. And to the meadow. Hey, Garf. Greetings in the name. Hey, how are you? It's good to see you. Then I got to go to the meadow this summer. And that is, well, it's about a 20-minute hike or so overland. Yeah. I have to have that air mattress when I sleep. It's hard as a rock. I mean, that's my son slept on my bed one day and goes, Mom, why don't you sleep on the floor? It's about the same. Doing pretty good, Garf. How are you? But yeah, so it kind of feels either way. It's just the getting up off the floor that I have a harder problem with, because air mattresses are only yay thick. So you just get a bit, crawl out, bend over, try to stand up straight in a tent that you can't stand up straight in, and then try not to fall out the door when you're trying to, because you can't really bend over forward to get out of the tent just right. And yeah, it's a mess. That's one of the reasons I got the cabin tent, and I know granddaughter's going to want to go. I mean, she wants to. She calls the hills around here the mountains, and then she also wants to go to the big mountains. So that means she wants to go up high. She's talking about snow this weekend. I don't think we can find any snow right now. Ooh. Now the mind's thinking. I need to find out if Chinook is opening this weekend. Because if it is, I can take her to some snow. Because Tipso should still be frozen over. Yeah, we didn't do much last week with her, so. But that's right, because it's Labor Day weekend, isn't it? This weekend. Isn't it? I think. Let me look. Ooh, low battery. Oh yeah, Memorial Day. I won't have the daycare kids Monday, but I'll have them Tuesday, Wednesday, but that'll be after school. So it's already Memorial Day. Crud monkeys. It's gone too fast. way too fast. Seems like it was Christmas the other day. It's gonna be Christmas again. Means I'm gonna be another year older. Oh well. In this chaotic world we're in, it's a good thing I'm on the downhill slide. I'm not starting it all over. I'm not starting from the beginning. But all right, I should get going. I gotta get the daycare kids. I gotta clean out my car. My car is a mess. So I took anything that was in the. And I took in the cardboard Sunday. Anything that was in the trunk, so I could have room for the cardboard, went into the back seat. So now I got to get the bag that has the paper towels and everything back into the trunk. Now, because right now, the way the back seat of my car looks like, it looks like a homeless person lives in it because I have coats and grocery bags because we have to have our own grocery bags here. Store doesn't carry them anymore unless you want to be charged 8 cents a bag for them, which is about the price that they spend on the bags anyway. Nice bags. They clean out a cat litter. I gotta get that done today too. Yeah. So too much to get done today. Yeah, I know. So I swear to God, this Gen Xers are the last people that are actually rebellious and fight against things. So I'm working on the kids here. You guys have got to be the one that says no more. This ends now. And they're going to be run right over. It's like the 8-year-old. I've had her since she's 2 months old. She didn't play on tablets. She didn't play, we watched cartoons. We watched a lot of YouTube, Dave and Ava. It's the classic nursery rhymes, great graphics, wonderful, And then we watched Masha and the Bear in Russian for a year before we realized it's actually dubbed in English. And they did preliminary testing. That's okay. I'll talk to you guys Thursday. Yeah, I'm just about done, but I was going to explain this real quick. She didn't have devices to play with as a little kid. We had a phone that played music. And she's 2nd grade, and now she's testing into 5th grade. She doesn't want to move up a grade because of a little boy. So I'm going to work on telling her, he'll always be your friend, no matter what grade you're in. You guys are the same age. But a friend would want their other friend to do the best they could. So I'm going to go at that angle because she's getting really bored at school. She'll do a week's worth of homework in about 10 minutes. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'll be back Thursday. I will be live Thursday and Friday. Usually I'm not live on Friday, but it's not shopping day, so I will be live Thursday and Friday without the kids. So it'll be nice. All right, guys, let's see if I can get this right. Like the other day, I did the intro twice. So, all right. Brand. All right. Bye, everyone. I love you all. Have a fabulous day. I may see some people later tonight. I may not. Depends. One of these days, I'm going to actually get to sleep before midnight. All right. Video about now supported. Oh, cool. Evidently, there's background something that I haven't played with yet. Now supported. All right, guys. Make sure I get the outro. And I will all see you later. Hopefully Thursday. Talk to you then.
Thank you for being part of Miss Dragon's menagerie.
Are we going?
I hope you enjoyed your stay. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All my love, Miss Dragon.